Yeah, well, I mean, we're really excited. Obviously, we had a short break, a short preseason, so it's a massive challenge to be ready for this moment. But the boys have done just a great job of committing to the cause and to the adventure, and not making anything an excuse, and just playing the hand that we've been dealt as best we can. And really, I think the mood is really good because in the last few days, their legs are starting to feel good, and now they're seeing a little bit the fruits of all the labor they had in the preseason.
Mike, you said at the start of training, the goalkeeper was an open competition. Is this a sign of how it's going so far?
Yeah, it was open competition. Obviously, circumstances played into that. One, through last year, both Pablo and CJ played important minutes and had really good games. So that was one. And then, of course, you had the circumstance that CJ ends the season with a pretty big injury, and so it's important for us, this idea of psychological safety and making sure people are back and safely competing is really important. And this is why we had two guys like them, right? They were pushing each other all last year, and the fruits of that labor is no matter what happens, we have somebody who's really ready, and we're really excited to see Pablo play.
And Pablo, how do you approach the start of this season, getting the opportunity right away to the first game here?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to play in front of our fans again. Obviously, they're our 12th man, and they've been pushing us all of last year, and I'm sure this year's going to be the same. And yeah, it's just been it's felt like a long time since we played our last game, so it's very exciting just to get back out there, get back out in front of the fans. So I think just not just me, but the whole group is just very excited to get back and get going again.
Pablo, you all got to experience a beautiful moment with the supporter with Concachampions yesterday. What was that moment like for you and the players and Mikey as a coach as well, just seeing it from last season, maybe a little smaller to now from what Frontera has grown to?
For me personally, it was very special. Seeing the fans, seeing the support, seeing the little kids that come here and are leaving everything, like they're leaving their soul to support us. It just really motivates. It really motivates the group. So it's very special to have that kind of fan base with such a new club, and to really know the whole city's behind us. So not just for me, but for the whole group, it's very special to have that group of fans that are always supporting us through the good and the bad.
Yeah, I was speaking with Anders today. It's not lost on anybody that we get to play in a very special city with a special community, because there's a real passion for football here. And they know that they're part of our family. They're part of our team. We don't do any of this by ourselves. We're all in this together. In the good moments and in the bad moments, we'll always be together. And then ultimately, I think one of the reflections from last year is at the end of the year, how Frontera actually ignited the whole stadium to join them. And we've talked a lot about that. That is a pretty crucial moment in the club, that it's a club now. It's not just a team on the field. And we can't wait to see how that continues to evolve.
Question for both of you. Just talk about facing Mexican clubs in Leagues Cup and then now in CONCACAF, kind of experience, having that experience already help in these circumstances. And in your case, Pablo, you have experience playing in past Champions Cups. What have you learned from those past experiences?
Yeah, playing Mexican teams always presents a different challenge. They play a little bit different than MLS teams, so we know that they have sometimes a little bit more of that street smart. They can have a little bit of an edge, so we have to be very smart with how we manage games. And then playing in this competition where there's away goals, it also plays a huge factor. So we know that at home it's very important not to concede, or to concede as few goals as possible, because I've seen it before with LAFC. The away goal can play a huge difference and can make a very, very big difference when you go into playing that game in Mexico City. So obviously, the way you approach these games is different to a league game. So there's definitely a different approach and different mentality.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Liga MX has a huge history, right? It's been around a lot longer. It's a very mature league. Very good players. They play in a bit more of a at sometimes in these kind of open games, and we just know that at any moment they can be quite dangerous. So the important thing is to show maturity, but to also show that we have street smarts also, and we can manage the flow of the game no matter what's happening.
We'll go to Zoom. We'll go with Scott French first, and then followed by Derek Torgensen, and we'll wrap up with Orlando in Spanish. Scott, can you hear us? Okay, we'll go to Derek.
Hey guys, can you hear me all right?
Yep.
All right. Fellas, I'm probably not going to say this properly, but in terms of importance, obviously, MLS Cup and trying to get back there is going to be the main focus of the season. But how do you rank a tournament like this in terms of importance on where do you focus on putting a lot of your effort and assets into trying to perform well in this competition versus maybe saving a little bit of gas in the tank for the long MLS season?
I'll take that one. For us, it's really, really clear. Every time we step out on the pitch, we want to win the game. And we want to win it our way. That doesn't matter if it's a friendly, if it's a small-sided competition, or if it's a league game or Concachampions. The mentality is from the moment we get out of our car to the moment we get back in it, we think about winning and improving our style of play. That being said, it's not lost on us that we're 3.5 weeks into our preseason. So we always look at the short term and the long term in combination. So we're going to go after these games as best we can, but we're also going to make decisions and we're going to go after these games in a way that prepares us for the league, because you can't go for one and not the other. We think that's really irresponsible.
And then Pablo, for you, just the ability to perform on this kind of a stage, and kind of what is your comfort level now that you've been not just with San Diego for a while, but you've really become kind of an integral part and gotten some consistent playing time here?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the opportunity to play tomorrow. I think that these kind of competitions, when you're a kid, you grow up and you want to play in these big games against big opponents like Pumas. So for me, being from Mexico City, growing up very close to where Pumas used to play and going to watch their games as a kid, it's going to be very special to face them, but it's obviously just an exciting challenge for me. So I feel ready. I feel like I'm in a good place. And I'm just excited to take on this challenge.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Scott, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hey, Mikey, I got 2 questions for you. First off, the discrepancy in the amount of time you guys have had on the field with Pumas so far the beginning of this year, that they're 4 games in, the kind of form that they're in. What are the biggest challenges of having your first game against a team that's been playing for a month? And secondly, I know you addressed it a little bit in Spanish, and I could understand some of what you were saying, but the biggest challenges that Pumas itself presents. And I have another one that I'll ask after that.
Okay, so Pumas, yeah, it's a team that wants to be the protagonist. They have a lot of quality on the ball, really smart coach. And it's a historically big club, so it's going to be a massive challenge for us. In terms of, can you repeat the first part?
Yeah, they've played 4 games. They're a month into their season.
Yeah, the biggest difference is that they have rhythm, right? They've been together for 2.5 months. They played all their preseason games. Now they're 4 games into their season. But for us, it's not a problem. It's just a challenge. It's not something we're thinking about. What we know is that we need to lean on everything we gained last year through all those hours of training, all those hours together. And we're going to really lean into our style of play, our teamwork, and our fighting spirit while we continue to gain our rhythm. And I can imagine we'll get better as the game goes on and as the games go on.
And going back to Pumas, what are the specifics that you see in them that are going to challenge you?
Yeah, I think it's a team that is good in transition. It's a team that with the ball has very good players in the middle of the field, especially, and 2 players up top who are dynamic and can be a threat on the final line. And then lastly, it's a team that does a really good job of protecting their goal when they're in a low block. Ultimately, we do think it's probably going to look like 2 different games, one in San Diego and one in Mexico City.
Yeah, and then what was my second question is Pumas is a pretty popular team in Southern California. We have seen games where the Mexican team comes in and takes over stadiums. I'm not sure that's going to happen as easily in yours as it does a little bit to the north. But what kind of atmosphere are you expecting? How much Pumas support do you think we're going to see?
I think the stadium is going to be electric because Frontera SD is already showing to be the best hinchada in all of North America, and they're going to come out flying the same as we are. And ultimately, we've already played Liga MX teams at home, and I think everybody had that assumption that there would be more Liga MX fans there than our own. But our San Diego FC fans have already shown that that's not the case here in San Diego.